and we're going to be doing a kind of a bit of an interview style podcast today. So if you want to hear us talking about upcoming bikes and also the two lads' channels and whatnot, stay tuned. So, do you want to do an intro, gentlemen?
Yeah, right. Do you want to see my intro? This is my surprise, right?
Go for it.
I'm the GorillaBiker.
Where's that one even from?
Facebook.
You should have made a mask out of that.
Hi, so welcome to Apes and Engines podcast with me, the GorillaBiker. Today I'm joined by...
What a stunning individual. That's all I'll say. Grant, do you want to do any form of intro or will I kick off?
No.
Okay, so...
No, don't kick off. I want to do an intro.
Okay, go for an intro.
No, kick off.
Okay, so
How do you do mine?
unfortunately, you actually do have to do an intro because it's literally the first thing I was going to ask you. So, who are you? Obviously, from a motor vlogging perspective, and what bikes do you have and why? MotoDragon, you can go first if you so desire.
Yeah. Okay, what was the question? Yeah, so I'm MotoDragon, which hopefully some of you will know. I think the video that me and you done together is actually doing quite well on both of our channels. I enjoyed that.
Good, yeah, it was good
It
fun.
was also the first time we met as well, and
Yeah, in real life.
you're a beast, needless to say.
Mm.
So yeah, currently I have a parts of Yamaha MT10 currently getting fixed in the garage. Actually, I have it here, so yeah, slowly getting fixed, thankfully.
Getting there.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll get into what happened later.
Yeah. Still gutted about it, but sure, look, yeah, that's basically me. I just do motovlog stuff. Hopefully a few views came over from my channel, from GorillaBiker's channel, and welcome to the Cringe Fest.
Nothing but cringe from James.
That's all that happens.
Yeah.
And Grant, what about you?
What would Grant do on YouTube? Like, comment, subscribe down below. The link will be in GorillaBiker's description somewhere.
I like that plug.
Get that plug.
It will be in the description. Yeah,
It's
100%.
not better than the MotoDragon 10 on what is this?
MotoDragon 10 off your order. MotoDragon 10 for 10% off your order.
all the plugs. All the plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I own two bikes. One is a ZX6R from 2007, which was another YouTuber's bike. James MotoDragon's there. He left it in shit state. I had to bring it back to excellent condition. And I also drive a Fireblade. Two sports bikes that are very similar, but just fucking stupid. Both are stupid.
Say the Fireblade and a Ninja is similar. How fucking
They're
dare you?
sports bike and they are similar. Fuck
How
you.
dare you.
All the power is made in the high end of the fucking rev range. They're similar.
Absolute, no. Just
He's kind of right, James. Not gonna lie.
no, motorbike.
They're similar.
Motorbike, they're very similar. They have two wheels, an engine. One's a 600, one's a 1000. Fireblade is its own pedigree. ZX6R is its own pedigree.
Yeah, but they're both sports bikes.
You're a sport bike. Stop your mouth.
No, he's just a bike.
It's just a bike.
Yeah. If anything, I'm like one of those overweight Harleys. You know, blah, 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 blah.
Potato.
Yeah. So, do you want to give a bit of an insight into why you motovlog as well before we keep moving?
James.
Okay.
Dragon.
Why?
What started it? What started it?
So, when I started motovlogging was like, it was about 5-6 years ago.
Was that long?
Yeah, it was a lot. And I had another channel that was like a gaming channel, which I just got rid of because I had to sell everything for college and then get a bike and all that shit. I started about 5 or 6 years ago, and I started because there wasn't many, if any, Irish vloggers out there, and I just wanted to show people Ireland, and especially because I was commuting I think it was about 120 kilometers a day, so a lot of stuff would happen. Because like what stemmed from that was my rider observations, which is like one of my biggest series, which I just haven't done because I don't get clips anymore because I'm a pussy and I don't ride.
And the fact the bike is broken.
Yeah, well, that's
for later. Don't
that's for later. No, the bike is working fine.
Turns on.
It turns on, yeah, and it still sounds nice. So
It does still sound nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's why I got in, just to show people Ireland. And hopefully I wanted to get people to start riding, which I have people coming up to me, like anytime I meet subs or anything like that, just go, I got into riding because of you. And I'm like, oh, my little heart.
And just on a little tangent to that there, I had seen MotoDragon there years ago, before I even started riding. I'm only riding about 4 years now at this stage, but I probably would have been about 24, 25 at the time. But I would have watched his rider observations.
Actually, wasn't it?
I would have watched it through that, through YouTube, but then somehow we ended up in the same group chat, and I was like, hold on, wait, I know that bike.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's how we met.
Yeah, we just ended up in the same fucking group chat, and fucking became mates through that. Before, as I was starting out riding, didn't know who it was. Like,
much, come on, acquaintances.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. You
Only
told me you were fuck buddies.
The one time.
Well, I'll have to bleep that one.
Oh yeah, beep the fuck word.
Quack. Just add a quack in.
Here, look,
or
I've
an ape sound.
or
an ape.
amount of times you've said it, there's no point in even trying.
That's Grant's
It's every second word out of Grant's mouth.
I'm sorry, I'm from Northside Dublin. I have a poor education. Leave me alone.
You're doing
Garda. Yeah, Garda. But it's all that you had a rough upbringing.
Yeah. 150 convictions.
I was going to throw a warning up on the top of this one anyway, so I didn't have to do any of that. So.
Warning, very Irish.
Yeah. The other question then, so it's on to you, Grant. Why do you motovlog? What started it?
MotoDragon.
Yeah, MotoDragon and all the other motovloggers you see out there. Just MotoDragon. No, before I even got my bike license, I'd watched all the American YouTubers or vloggers who do it. Jake, Dan, Downshift 83, blah blah blah, Shade Tree. Watched them all and got my license. Like, you know what, I could do this, and it looks entertaining. Change jobs, have a lot of time off through shift work, rather than waste a day sitting at home. Go out on a ride and record and edit. And it's something I've had an interest in last while, doing videography and that, and photography and recording. Being a bit more creative than like a robot instructional following steps, just going out and thinking about things a little bit differently in a creative sort of mindset. Because I work, whereas my job is a very structured and processed role. So the creative nature changes it all out.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's one of the bigger things about it. It's just kind of nice to be able to vent and talk like there's people there.
Yeah.
Well, people that are there, the way I see it, is because, like, people respond to you. So to my mind, they kind of are there.
When you're actually vlogging on the bike, it kind of feels like because obviously we're addressing people, whatever poor souls stumble across my channel, I talk to them. So I suppose it's kind of nice to be able to get my opinions across to people and have people agree or disagree, because you have a lot of people that hide, like Facebook and all that other amazing platforms that there is.
So many.
They close things. They kick people from groups. They don't like to be challenged very much.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, but that exists on YouTube as well, though. There's plenty of people on YouTube who can't take any sort of negativity and criticism towards them. Like, you call them out on, say, they go out and spend 15 grand on a fucking bike, and then they spend another 15 grand on bike parts. And you don't. There's a few of them. There's a gaggle of them in it. Right?
I think we don't know exactly.
But you call them out on it, and then they'll block you. I don't like
that.
Some people, you could be a complete arsewipe to them and go, lads, you can't ride for shit. Fuck off YouTube. That's you could do that, and that's completely against it. Really against constructive criticism. You can have an argument, an open discussion with someone, going, saving those that way while you're not riding a bike or something. When you can't ride it, you're not getting the benefits of that 15 grand carbon fibre or carbon fibre wheels or whatever you spent on the bike. You're not getting any benefit because you can't do it. You can't push it to the limits. But then when you're even sort of critical like that in a nice way, blocked. and they just kill all sort of discussion.
But that's just how it is. Like, even I've only ever received constructive criticism twice, and I've acted on it both times. I actually like it. Like, for me, even obviously today's video has been doing quite well for me, and one person said just one gripe. They said, I don't like the music overlaid in the background. I probably won't put it in again because honestly I was humming and hawing over it myself for ages last night.
Was that in the last video, was it?
The one that I released today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was kind of thinking about, because I've received feedback in the past from someone saying I wouldn't mind a bit of music in the background just to keep it kind of, you know, different. But then straight away someone was like, no, I don't like it. So fair enough. Like, I would usually only overlay music on like a quiet spot when I've sped it up or something like that. You know,
like, I think it's a good thing about the motovlog stuff is like, I'll follow people based on their bikes. Obviously 100%. Their personalities to it as well. So you get people that kind of go, I like your bike, I'm gonna sub, or I like your bike, you can't ride for shit, I don't like you. You have it from everywhere. But like, I suppose like that's like, as what Grant said, like, you know, you're spending your 15 grand on your carbon and all. There's something else kind of something like, if you had that money, you know, you'd want to do that as well. And I think that's what other people think is, well, you just can't afford it, so that's why you're not going to do it.
Yeah. Now even with say putting music over it, I think it's about finding your own feet. If you like it, then leave it in. If someone else doesn't, because we live in an age where you can't please everyone.
You're never going to please everyone. But
you're never going to please everyone. Yeah.
At that, for instance, right, what I would do is that would drive me to pick possibly better music, and obviously because I don't earn a penny off YouTube yet. That would obviously go. It means I have to look at free music. Free music tends to be a hell of a lot worse than anything you pay.
You don't need to say tends to it. It is a lot worse.
It's shite.
It's so bad.
Like, even, and then the other time I got constructive criticism.
I think Casey Neistat would argue with you there about free music being shy.
He has people that make it argue for him, though, doesn't he?
No.
Doesn't he have like people that he knows are the musicians, and they'll make music and go, you can use this, no problem.
When he was vlogging every day, he used to just use royalty-free music.
He stole all the good royalty-free music.
I'll be honest. Part of the reason the free music I find is shite is because I literally spend about 5 minutes looking.
Yeah. Same with me.
See, I have a folder full of free music that I haven't used, that I will use. A lot of it sounds the same. Like, that's the main issue with it. A lot of it is just the same. It's hard to find a free song that you go, oh, that fits my video. Like, I got really lucky with my Icelandic video. I think that song just worked so well with that video.
Yeah, with the pacing of the song was nice with the videos.
Yeah. But then with whatever, like, other videos I've done, it's like, oh, I can't find any music, so I'm just going to pick this one and hopefully it's okay.
Yeah. And Mick, what made you do it? Or Gorilla, what made you do it?
Oh, tables have turned.
Ooh, for motovlogging?
Yeah.
MotoDragon. What?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to get into that? Really, it was a lot to do with self-confidence, to be honest. I didn't have any, so
yeah, I could see that.
It was all
like, I could see why you do it for that. I was kind of the same.
It's helped a lot.
Yeah,
to be honest, but yeah, basically, it was something I'd always wanted to do anyway. I'd always been interested in bikes. I didn't always have bikes. I think I got my first road bike when I was about 24. I'm going to say 24. Which was the Phaser. That's my first road
about
bike.
40 years ago, or?
About 40 years ago, yeah. But
calm down there, you young whippersnapper. We'll put you back in your car.
25, so...
And even, like, I have something most people probably don't know, is I have a 1981 Mercedes S-Class that I restored, not completely on my own. I did have help, but at the time I remember I really wanted to record that, but it didn't have a GoPro because I couldn't afford one. So the GoPro Hero 7 Black was literally, I was like, that is the first ever GoPro I'm going to get, because I actually had a bit of money finally. Bought that, and it was like, literally, I think I had it about a week, and I was like, right, I'm doing this, and I just made the first video and just went on from there. So yeah, pretty much it was pretty much driven by confidence, and it has helped. Like, I've spoken to a lot more people.
I think I said this to you when I first met you. Is like, there's just something I like about your videos. Like, I've tried to perfect my videos, audio, video quality. Like, my first camera was a Chinese SJ 4000, and it was absolute dirt. When I needed it, when I had my accident, my 2015, the battery went dead on my way to Dublin. Like, it was that bad. But like, so like I've tried and tried and tried, and it's like I'm just not happy. But with you have your camera, you put your mic into your phone, and like there's just something nice about your videos like that style.
Yeah, I think with your videos, they're very well thought out. You know what you're going to talk about. Whereas, like, if you watch my ones,
it comes across like that.
Yeah, it comes across that way. Whereas if you watch my one, it's me just rambling in a whole fucking video, and then I try slice it all together to make it look fucking coherent, and make myself look like a spastic.
How it works for me as well. Like, I mean, what I do mainly is I'll have a topic in my head, and the big thing for me is I think it's easy for me to record videos about bikes because I'm hyper passionate about bikes. That might not come across, but I am. That was a joke. Most people tell me to shut up about bikes constantly.
I know you're in the presence of two bikers here, I think.
Yeah, so it doesn't work.
I fucking hate bikes. Just
shit.
It's dangerous.
But that's kind of why it's like, literally, for instance, I recorded a video on the way home from work today about the BMW R18, and I could have stayed talking about that for 2-3 hours just because. You know, I was even like, I got aggravated speaking about it yesterday to my housemate who has no interest in bikes because I was like, fucking, why did this happen? You know?
I need company. I need biker friends who understand me.
But that's, you know,
you
that's
don't
also
get
the
me,
beauty
bitch.
of YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Because people do reply to you, so yeah, that's...
Yeah. But see, you have people then on YouTube like that, you're going to make a video about that, and you're going to have people that have the same opinion and automatically are drawn to it. Like, and I think that's what I like about it. Like, on, say, like Facebook, you put up a thing, oh, that new BMW, I hate it. You're going to, or I like it. You have some people going, oh, that's shit. Oh, yeah, that's great. At least on YouTube, it's kind of different.
Toxic.
Yeah. But, like, on YouTube, I find it slightly different that, like, I don't know, there's a bit more kind of respect. In a way,
there is, especially from and it's something that I think is good as well, is other creators on YouTube. Obviously, like, a lot of our subs would be other creators, even if they're small amounts. But I think once people understand how much effort actually goes into getting a video out there, like mentally and planning and all that stuff, time. I think even if they disagree with you, you know, they give it the chance. They don't just slate it for the sake of slating it. They'll actually think out their points and they'll think out their comments. And I think that's important, and it's good in that situation.
And
especially it helps that all three of us are slightly very fast when it comes to thinking about what to say. So I think a lot of people see that, especially you, Grant. I think a lot of people kind of go, "Oh, I'm going to think for a second before I say anything."
What? What do you mean?
You know exactly what.
There's
saying you're sharp.
That's the word I use.
Oh, I thought you were thinking that I don't think.
Cutting.
I thought you were saying that I don't think before I say things. Okay.
No, you think. That's the issue. You do think.
I think, comment, and then go, was I right, was I wrong? I should have thought about this before I actually commented it.
And they go, it's grand, I'm right.
Fuck it, I'm right, I don't give a shit anyways. Fuck your opinion.
Opinions are like arseholes, everyone has one.
Yeah. And how do you think that has fixed worked for you with your self-confidence and your self-esteem?
For me?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's made... Now, this is purely in my own head. I might appear outwardly the exact same, but definitely I think it's helped. Because even... I still don't like going into crowded places, which actually is brilliant now because of this whole COVID thing. People now feel the same as me. You know, I've always been like, give me my 2 meters.
Everyone's people like they had COVID-19.
Gorilla, one of your arms is 2 meters, for fuck's sake. Keep this away from me, bitch. Slap. Just start spinning around like a helicopter.
But no, definitely it has helped. Like, even, for instance, I don't think I would have... It is very unlikely that I would have went all the way up to Dublin and met up with the two of you if I hadn't had been making videos and talking to you online for a while first. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely, I think it's helped.
Yeah, I was all for trying to steal your kidneys. James wouldn't let me. James wouldn't let me.
Sure, Luke is trying to get them as well.
Yeah.
I
tried to get, in fairness, now I tried to get Luke's in here up to my house because he actually stayed in my house. So.
Well, Luke was lost in Dublin there last year at the Carol Nash show. I was contemplating taking him up a back alley and just robbing his bike at that stage.
Well, he does have a nice bike.
Yeah, but I was on the ZX6R at the time, so I was like, do I want to trade here?
Didn't he think you were me for a second?
Yeah, No, I thought you were him because I drove past and I was like,
yeah.
"Is that James? What's he doing
Yeah,
in here?"
I knew it was one of them.
Because his
But sure, no one knows what you look like. I've only ever seen this image that's on the screen right now.
yeah, but I have a fucking obnoxious green bike.
I know what he looks like.
Nah, no one knows. You don't know, James. Don't lie.
My
He's the faceless man.
No, if you could get a photo of Phil Mitchell, that's what I look like.
Phil Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell.
As someone who knows what you look like.
I know, yeah. But
So,
no, same thing with Luke. Going back to that, like you coming up here, I wouldn't have gone out and say with the aim to meet Luke, and he probably wouldn't have thought of the same thing for me. But somehow the stars aligned. He got lost in Dublin. Surprise, fucking. Is he Cork or Kerry? I don't fucking.
Cork.
Is he Cork?
He's from Kerry, but he lives in Cork.
That okay. It's the accent that's placing me in Kerry there.
Yeah.
So he's up here and he's just lost. I wouldn't say a countryman lost in Dublin. Like, you just have a hard time anyways down the country. So I see him. I was like, "Is that him? Is that him?" He pulls up beside me. I was like, "What would Grant do?" Yes. Lucky Luke. I'm Luke. All right, yeah, nice one, yeah. Lucky
again,
Luke.
actually.
Yeah,
No.
do that accent again there. It was
I
really
can't do
good.
a Kerry. I can only do the Healy Rays.
That sounded more kind of like
Uganda?
Jamaican for me at the start.
The tape's that Jamaican. Or that's that.
Well, no one knows what Luke looks like, so he could be Jamaican.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, he could.
True, yeah.
Ah, no, he's not. You can see his white arms occasionally, and then underneath the fucking gloves and the jacket.
Could be a white Jamaican.
White Jamaican. Oh, have you
I
ever?
just have that image now. And it's someone like as pale as me with a Jamaican accent.
I'm just imagining dreadlocks,
Yeah.
a Rasta hat on.
No.
Do you remember the
Literally Bobby Marley, like, because I'm too white to be Bob.
Paddy Marley.
What was the guy's name in GTA 4? The Jamaican fella in GTA 4 used to have to drive around. He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I can't
I
remember
heard so much
GTA 4.
Jamaican slang, which I won't say online because I'll definitely be banned from the world if I try it.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Yeah.
So-
no, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'll literally be arrested for like racism. Like, that was such a bad accent. You're going to jail for.
Do we have hate crimes in Ireland? I think we do.
No.
I think we do. Yeah.
I think we do. Yeah.
I don't know if we have a direct hate crime.
You'll just be
Now, I know
done.
if you were like racist or someone, then yeah, definitely. But I think doing a shy accent, I don't think it really falls in it. I might feel pity for you, like.
Ah, now
Right.
come on with you. Calm down with that accent there, lad. It's not allowed anymore.
Shall we move away from this dangerous subject
Yeah,
to
please.
upcoming bikes for 2020? So the first, I suppose, set I want to talk about, because to be honest, I won't give away my opinion, and I want to get yours first. But the Harley Davidson Pan America and the Bronx, what do you think of them, and what do you think of the two engines in them?
I'll make it very simple for you. I haven't looked at either of them.
Fair.
Not
Grand?
completely not my style in the slightest, so I just unfortunately don't bother.
The-
But if you were to talk to me about them, I will listen and happily.
Well, for instance, right, I put it this way, right? Harley, who everyone knows what a Harley is, yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's a
Like
Harley?
if you say Harley, you imagine a big ass cruiser, you know.
I picture
but
you basically on a.
class. I'd love a Harley. I'm not gonna lie. But for instance, right, the Pan America is their attempt at dethroning the GS. So it's I believe the engine is a 1250. It is
Okay.
a 1250. It's a 1250 V twin. It looks really good, to be quite honest. And then the Bronx is
975.
975.
I'm gonna get a
975.
picture. Of
Like an
this.
Dude,
like an
get them all
MT10 style
Um,
bike.
Yes,
MT-07.
exactly. It's a Street Fighter style bike, and I think the Bronx looks fantastic, and I saw it behind glass at the Birmingham Motorcycle Show, and I actually really liked it.
Oh, I like the Bronx.
The Bronx is good, but the Pan America as well. But I suppose even from that point, what do you think? What do you think then, if you don't know the bike and all that stuff? What do you think of Harley Davidson trying to break into a different market
I was just about to
segment?
say from looking at them, the Pan America from the pictures I'm looking at looks ugly. It has that the picture I'm looking at is, you know, it's orange and white. The
Yes.
front just has that Harley look.
It has that ultra
very,
glide, big
yeah,
fairing on the
very
front.
strange. But the Bronx, the minute I seen it, I thought of a Zero.
What?
That's actually a fair point, yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
and especially
V-twin Zero.
yeah, and especially the color I seen, just Zero or the Honda, you know, this like the CB1000, CB650
Yeah.
kind of that kind of style.
Street naked sort of
I
sport
think
naked.
Harley they kind of because they have their live wire, so they're trying to get into like the electric bike
They've
market.
stopped production on that.
Well, yeah, that's why I said
Everyone's not production on a lot of things, to be fair.
Yeah.
at the moment.
No,
but no, it's nice to see a big American company that everyone knows Harley. You think of a big bobber style. It's nice to see that they're actually getting into a different market.
So you like it that they're trying to get into different segments?
When
why not? Look, everyone knows the main Jap people. It was like the MT range, like that completely changed Yamaha.
Yeah.
That pulled them out of a really bad time as well. So I'm all for.
Yeah, the MPO7.
I think Yamaha
really brought them back.
Yamaha held on to the sport bike lifestyle a bit too long.
Yeah.
Really, they were dirt bikes and they were sports bikes, and they just held on to the very last breath of a dying market, which is you have to be realistic. Sports bikes are dying. The sales are going down.
Oh,
100%.
Especially some gobshites own 2 sports bikes.
Hey, they're second hand. I didn't buy them new. I'm fine. The market is still there for second hand. But new it's plummeting, and it's because the likes of the MT07, the MT10, they're so much more cheaper.
And the price, that's the thing. The price of new sports bikes is
20 grand.
Insane.
But like
15 to 20.
Take the MT10, right? So I paid $9.5 grand for that 2018, 4,000 miles on it. Detuned R1 engine, basically, quick shifter, bags.
A more usable R1 engine.
Yeah, it's so nice now. I still have to wait to get the go of the R1M from Ronin. But price wise, I think a brand new MT10 is like 15 grand. A brand new R1, I think, is around the 20 grand mark.
Yeah, that's with no options.
And then add the M package onto the end of it.
I think it's 27 then.
Yeah.
Expensive.
And you get nicer stuff, but at least at the MT10 you can go, I'm gonna go out for a spin and use it. An R1M you're gonna go, oh, let's go for a spin, okay, but I don't really want to go
I don't want to push this.
Yeah.
It's 25 grand. Nope. No, thank you.
For me, even, and I'll be honest, I've said I don't know how many videos recently. The only bike I'm really lusting after at the moment is an SV1000.
Yeah.
And that would match if I was to buy that with all the final costs and everything else in. VRT and all that, it'd probably just about match the most expensive vehicle I ever bought, which was my Phaser. That's $3.5 grand is the most I've ever spent on a vehicle, and worst case scenario, I go out and crash the Phaser. That bike owes me nothing. Are you still gentle over that?
I'm so.
His ass is still hurt.
Every time I
his
go,
ass probably is still hurt.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine now, thanks. Every time I go to the garage, I'm just like, no, you fucking idiot, what did you do?
Sure. But so what you say then is, so for you, the Pan America, the Bronx, you like the look of the Bronx, and you're happy they're trying to get into another market segment. Because for me, I think even if they're shooting themselves in the foot by trying to get into another market segment, I think at the end of the day, it's a good thing for the motorcycling industry ecosystem.
Yeah. Even take the Pan America, which is their kind of GS. They're not gonna beat BMW, but you have your GS BMW, you have your Africa Twin. So this feels like it's a good in between, because
you've got your Tiger as well, and your Tracers.
Yeah. See, they're all kind of
and the Honda Cross Tour.
Yeah, but you have
KTM 1290 Super GT.
You have your MT09, MT07, blah blah blah. But it's standalone kind of. You have your GS. There's no other bike that is a GS, just different shell basically.
I think the 1290 Super Adventure might be the only competitor for it actually.
V-Storm 1000.
And the true.
Paddy back.
The V-Strom, they're
the new 1050s
old,
class.
They have their new ones.
The new ones class.
They have their new ones, but it's everyone's like V-Strom cool, so it's kind of cool to see
a V-Storm. But it's because there's so many GSs out there. There's so many Tourers out there now. But the GS is always a different sort of class. Yeah, it's a different sort of class to them though. as well, to like a 1290 Super Duke GT or something like that. It's they're held in a different regard. You can tour on like a Duke GT and that, but I think the GS is just in a different category of bike.
Would you not think that the Super Adventure is kind of a direct competition for the GS?
Oh yeah, no,
I would put them together.
It is a direct competition, but I think people think that they are just in a different class or league. Like I think the GS is held in a higher esteem than the Adventure Auras.
Yeah,
like if you go, I want to go touring.
GS.
9 out of 10 times you're going to go GS.
Yeah. And that just could be the saturated market.
Well, see, 9 out of 10, so you're that one.
Yeah. That could be just market saturation though as well at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it is, and as well, I think you're going to have a case that there's a lot of people out there who will never buy Harley Davidson, but there's also a lot of people out there who might want to make the switch to an adventure style bike because they're not able for a cruiser anymore, they're not a sports bike anymore, but they also might be the type of person who will never buy a BMW, but also never want to buy a Jap bike.
Yeah, so they might buy Harley.
They might buy Harley. But I think it's a good attempt at Harley. Anyway.
Oh no, it's great to see them attempting it. Is it a bit too late for them as a company? Maybe knowing Harley.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. No.
I
think for me, the whole thing about Harley in decline, I think a lot of the time it's overblown. Are they in decline? Yes, but is the motorcycling market in general in decline? Yeah.
No, the market has just changed. Like the big,
and they're finally trying to change with
it. Like the original Harley, say World War II era or 60s era, all the GIs riding it over in the wars, coming back in and coming back to a bike that they know that they can fabricate and work on. That was fine. Now Harley are branching out into adventure bikes in 2020, 21, whenever, when all this shit has passed. Is it too late for them? Because there's companies there who have already established in that field. The likes of BMW, KTM, Yamaha, Honda. They've already established there.
But I think themselves. The likes of Harley, they'll always have a place in America. Regardless.
But for Pan America, for adventure bike, will they have a place?
I think if we think of Ireland, maybe not. In America, I could. Really
I think so in America, yeah.
Because a BMW in America are stupid expensive, like how stupid expensive Harley are for us because it's from America. Yeah. So, I think they could in America. I think they'll do very well.
I think it's a case of they need to convince people to try it, right? Yeah. And I think, in fairness to Harley, they actually do kind of embrace, like for instance, like a Blockhead, and Shade Tree. Harley dealers all over America, they're constantly like, come in and ride the bikes, come in and ride the bikes, come in and ride the bikes, to people like that. So I mean, if the likes of Blockhead,
they always have that. They've always had that sort of lifestyle, Harley lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like come in,
try it, have a coffee with us, we'll take you out and that.
Exactly. So I think their biggest job is to try rob BMW's customers, and I think that's how they're going to do that. Is they're gonna have to do it that way. Is give it to the likes of Blockhead, give it to the likes of Shade Tree, give it to the likes of whoever. Maybe not Jason Wheels. He doesn't really ride them, but the likes of Blockhead anyway. Blockhead is absolutely massive.
I love Blockhead.
Yeah, he's a legend.
He's so chill.
Yeah.
But the likes, they'd have to undercut BMW significantly to get the bikes out there.
I think they'll easily do that in America.
Harley Davidsons aren't known for being cheap.
No, they're not. But in America, like as to what James said, but in America, BMWs aren't known for being cheap.
True.
Yeah. It's like BMWs they're not cheap here, but they're a lot cheaper than in the States. And Harleys, Indians, they're expensive here, but in America they're a lot more affordable. And also America, they're even the whole finance stuff is just so much better than over here.
Yeah, over here. Oh yeah, it's €150 a week, and you pay $350 on finance.
Yeah.
So up until last year, the year before, you couldn't even get finance. It was a credit union loan or it was a bank loan. That's how you financed it. Bikes, you couldn't actually finance it physically for a bike.
But that's even the thing I spoke about in the video today, is that the bikes are still here. They're not seen as a genuine form of transport.
No.
Yeah, in Ireland they're not. They're a menace and a nuisance, and it's a toy, but it's like, no, it's transport.
It's a legitimate form of transport.
The issue with Ireland as well is that it's different to, say, America. Say our traffic in Dublin, or in Cork even, is crazy. Like, it's ridiculous to drive a car in Dublin.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible.
Like, for how small of a
It
country we are, our traffic is crazy. Like, if I'm going home from work in the car, it'll be about an hour and a half. On the bike, it's about 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
And that's the exact same. And that's not me being stupid. That's about 80 to 100 kilometers an hour. Exact same in the car.
Yeah. When I worked in Dublin City, I could get the bus in to town, and be fine. It would take me an hour and a half to get to work. Bike, it took me 20 minutes at 6 o'clock in the evening. Peak traffic times to get back to the north side of Dublin, back home.
Yep.
On one wheel.
And like for me in Cork,
That was my little shitty 250 Chinesian bike.
They're brilliant bikes. Those small 250s, brilliant bikes. But
Not when you're driving through town. There's a guard standing around the corner, and you have to rev it like fuck. And he goes, "You were speeding. I heard you coming." No, you didn't, guard. I wasn't speeding, guard. It's only a 250. It doesn't go that quick.
Did you have a speed gun? Because if you didn't have a speed gun, I wasn't speeding.
Are your ears radar detecting as well?
Depending on how big they were, maybe.
I think, like, for me, I'm only like 20 minutes from work, and if I have to drive through the tunnel to get home. So if there is ever a crash on one side of the tunnel, which there is always a crash on one side of the tunnel, in a car that can easily turn into an hour and a half. On the bike, it's 20 minutes, and it's 20 minutes no matter what, because you just filter on up through. And as well, like, the amount of cars that you see that are single occupancy, and people would be giving out about this, that, and the other. Like, if you actually care about the environment, whatever else, you wouldn't be going to work in a single occupancy car.
Yeah. But see, then on the other foot of that is our public transport in Ireland sucks.
Oh, it's shocking.
Like, my dad, because that's who I get the lift in with to work now. He has been driving from where he lives to work. He gets up at 5 o'clock every morning to be in work for 7:30. He has to take the car on his own. So, like, for me, getting into Dublin, I start at work at 7:30. I might go in a little bit earlier. I'm up with him, and I'm out the door at 5:30 in the morning because of the traffic. There's no bus where I live. It's like,
that's
we
shocking.
have to.
There should be some sort of, like, expressway from, say, fucking Cork or fucking Kerry or Galway or fucking Kilkenny to Dublin. There should be just an express bus that starts stupidly early. It's in Kilkenny, say, from here, get on it, straight to Dublin.
Kilkenny isn't even far from Dublin.
No, but there's no real way to get from there to Dublin at early morning for work. Even though you could nearly say Kilkenny is a commuter town.
Yeah.
Well, not a commute, but you can commute. It's about an hour and a half away.
Watch what you're saying now, right?
What? What?
Kilkenny is its own town.
Yeah.
And it's a city. It's a city.
Yeah, but there's nothing in Kilkenny City except bars.
Kilkenny's a city.
Absolutely.
There's bars upon bars, and that's all. The whole of Kilkenny is fucked now because there's just all bars in it, and all the lineums.
Houses too.
There's houses for the rest.
They all share the same house.
And we've a cinema.
The outpop.
That's just the extension on the one house. The back room's the cinema.
It's a projector. There's that. What's that one
even a
big
good one from Wish, one of the tiny little ones.
portable projectors?
Right, everyone, put this box over your eyes. Put your phone in, and then stream the film to you.
They're having silent discos. I'm apologising to no one.
Fighting you, James. I'm not going to risk fighting Grant just in case he beats me up.
Yeah, I'll chuck you out my balls in your face.
I have nothing to even say to that. That's just true, unfortunately.
It depends on if I caught you with a punch, though, Grant.
Well, catch me on the MT10 and then we'll talk.
You'd have to catch me with a punch. The minute I touch you, you're getting hugged, and you better embrace the hug.
I don't need to catch you on the MT10.
Yeah.
Just need to wait.
I actually remember having a fucking a drinking session.
That's what I was going for.
There's MotoDragon.
That or until you run out of fuel.
Yeah, which would probably be not long after.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Fuck. Lost train of thought. Fuck yes.
The next bike. We'll get on to the next bike. Right?
Oh, no, hold on.
So,
you triggered it. I remember. The new Harley Street 750, I think it is. Have you seen that?
No.
Is it a Street 750 or a Sport 750 or something?
Hold on.
It looks like the Bronx a bit.
Oh, sorry. I do know what you're talking about, Jet.
What's it called?
A Sport.
Street.
Is a
Street 750.
Street 750 or Sport 750.
Yeah, the 2020 Harley Davidson Street 750. I'm looking at it now.
Jesus, that's
I have
brand
seen
new,
it.
brand new, that's only €8,995. That is not
Only James. My 2 bikes downstairs are only for $8,000.
That's okay,
Yeah.
but like for a new bike, especially a Harley,
It's not bad.
Yeah,
that's
no,
not bad.
it's a good price. Like,
Yeah.
And in fairness to Harley, and I know they get a lot of shit, but Harleys actually are reliable.
is it the same one we're looking at?
I like the way you said that and then smirked.
They are. They are.
They
actually
just
reliable.
happen to leak oil a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, if people, the biggest problem I find with a lot of Harleys and why they're not looked after is same with my bike. A lot of people would say, "Oh, my bike's shit," but like, you know, they might ride it once a month. Of course, it's going to be effective.
If you look after it, it's
Exactly, like those
issues.
V twins. There's guys over in America with 100,000 miles on the Evo engines, 100,000 plus miles on the Evo engines. They, if that is not a reliable bike, I don't know what is. Like whether they leak a little bit of oil or not. My car pisses oil out on the turbo the whole time. It still runs. That's a reliable car.
Aren't you some sort of mechanic?
Yeah, but that's the thing. You never fix your own car, do you?
I suppose you work on enough of them.
Yeah.
But no, I like the idea of the way Harley are going. They have branched out. The days of like
back to the question.
back to the question, bringing it all back around. The likes of say, the market has changed. The Orange County chopper style choppers, they've sort of died out that fashion. Now it seems to be more of the touring bikes are in fashion.
Yeah.
Hopefully, sports bikes come around.
No, upright, big
Bronx
engine.
is class. I honestly, if that Bronx sounds as good as, and I love V twins. I love big, loud, obnoxious V twins, and I like Harleys anyway. So maybe this is yeah, exactly. If that Bronx sounds as good as I think it's gonna sound, I'd have one. I think that's gonna be that's like the FTR 1200. I adore those FTR 1200s.
Oh, don't get me started on that bike.
Conceivably, I love them.
Oh,
That's for another podcast.
oh.
Yeah, it is.
No, you just made me orgasm at the sound of it.
I've never heard one.
Oh, stop!
They
They
are
sound
class.
amazing.
What's the
Anyway,
one with all the carbon on it?
I'll have to.
Oh yeah,
look for
the
Is
race
it
one.
the tracker? Is it
Yeah, there's something like that. Yeah.
flat track or something like that? Oh, gorgeous.
So yeah, the flat track or replica thing. Yeah.
Yes.
But the other bike I wanted to talk about, because this is one more down year alley, is the 2021 Honda CBR 1000 RR Fireblade.
Yeah, finally,
Go
they are back. Finally, like if you think of Honda, what they really brought out, the big one was the Grom. Everyone wanted the Grom.
That's because they
Since
could
the
afford a
Grom,
fucking Grom.
Then they had their Africa Twin, which is it's not new. The Grom was something new, and then they reinvented their monkey bike. Finally, they're kind of made people excited again over Honda, and it looks fucking beautiful. I'm not a big fan of the wings, but the way they have them done just looks so nice.
It blends in with it very well. They're not obnoxious like the Ducati V4 or V4R. They're not as obnoxious as that like little fucking.
Yeah.
You've all seen How to Tame Your Dragon. They look like little toothless wings on the side of it or something like that. They're not as obnoxious as that. They nearly just look like vents, but
like
not
I
vents.
love Honda. Honda were like my first bike was a Hyosung ball of shite, and then I had a Honda Hornet 250, which had a crank bearing gone since I bought it. You could hear the crank actually hit the engine case.
Oh God.
No, seriously, and that if you watch my old videos, you can hear it,
That's
and it's
so
loud.
bad.
It's so loud. I drove that bike for 30,000 kilometers like that. I sold it like that.
And it's still being sold.
It was only getting part of that out like last year. It was still going.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
and then I had the Hornet 600, and that was just one of my favorite bikes. So I have a big thing with Honda. So and I'm glad that they actually were like, okay, we're gonna treat people now.
I think it's gorgeous, but I think it's Grant. I spoke to about this before. The only issue I have with that bike, and it's something that the lads at 44 Teeth mentioned as well, is it's so small. They've literally just eliminated a large chunk of the market. Literally,
That is
the market.
that is nearly.
I wouldn't fit in it.
That is nearly every Honda sports bike. Even
That's
my
true,
Fireblade feels like it doesn't feel much bigger than me 600. Size wise, sitting on it, it feels like a 600 feels.
Yeah.
The Suzukis are the roomiest I've ever sat on, sports bike wise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought, because I had the R6 before the Ninja, and that was a 5SL, it was an 03 model, and I loved that. It was so comfortable. And then I bought the ZX6 without test drive, and I was like, I am having that now, because I bought it from a garage, like a dealer. I was like, I'm going to trust you. And that bike is tiny, Grant. I think you can vouch for it. It's so small. Like, if you sit on another sports bike, it's tiny.
They are tiny, but it feels more roomy than the Blade. The Blade, I'm a bit more hunched up now. I'm not a giant. I'm 5'8".
That's because the Blade is like, you have your CBR 600, which is like, I want to go fast on the road and the odd track day. Fireblade is have fun on your track day. You wouldn't really want to be using on the road.
Yeah.
You can see
it's more derived for sport than what the ZX6R is. But then the ZX6R is a very sporty bike as well.
Yeah.
I do think that
Still miss that bike.
sell it to you, 4.5.
Oh,
it has carbon. It has carbon.
I think it's more expensive than I saw.
Don't you know accessories make it more expensive?
No, it's the opposite.
All those tires, it has a full tank of fuel, which is about.
I've serviced it about 10 times.
You've dropped it about 10 times.
I've dropped it 3 times. I'll have you know. No, twice. Someone else dropped it the third time.
I think that you dropped it fairly soon after you got it. When you're moving off the paddock stand or something.
No,
that can happen.
No, it wasn't off the paddock. I remember I had it about 6 months at the time, and I was bringing it out the garden, and I lost my footing. And
yeah, that was it. You sent me a picture. You go, I dropped it, and my fucking heart broke. It's like, you were an arsehole.
It hit my grandmother's car, smashed the mirror. Everything else was grand. Then the second time, I thought you were
going to say hit your grandmother. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, but hit her, she'd be stuck underneath a grand. You just gave me the inheritance. But
nice.
Whoa! All right. On that note, it was a nice podcast, guys.
Good luck.
Yeah.
She's cocoon now. It's all right. Corona and all that shit.
This has been the Gorilla Biker. Thank you very much.
But
how long did you go creeping through my Facebook for that?
No, literally 10 seconds. I went perfect, and then ended it.
Fucking bastard, isn't he?
And Orla was just looking at me. I was like, just don't ask.
Don't question it. Just accept
it.
It's for something. It's for work.
Then I dropped it sitting at lights. My leg just gave out. It just went, yeah, no, I don't want you to hold up anymore. Bump down on the right hand side. Then it decided to play dominoes on the third time. Yeah, I'm still gutted about that.
Scaries, or before Scaries, because I remember I met all the people that actually
dropped the day of fucking Scaries.
Yeah, I remember they ended up just walking by us. So it's like, all right, lads, and I was talking to them, and they're like, oh yeah, we put a bag on Grant's bike and it fell over. It's like, oh, no, I think I was more devastated.
They put a bag on your bike.
So, the way
that's murder.
No, the way we were going to Scaries road races. For those who don't know, it's short track, like 2.3 kilometers long, and it's fucking stupid. I've actually got a video down on my channel, link in the description down below. And
MotoDragon 10%
it'll be there.
Right, and now the ZX6R is notorious for standing up very straight with the kickstand, very fucking straight. But it was on this parked
literally nearly vertical.
Yeah, nearly fucking vertical. But it was parked down slope with the kickstand down the slope, so it should have been fine. Someone who was with us put their bag on the back of the bike. The bike decides, I don't want to stay leaning to the left. I'm going to lean to the right. Bang into a Phaser 1000 Hornet 900 into an old CBR who wasn't with us at all. The Hornet and the Phaser were mates of mine. They were grand. I suffered the worst of it with a big dent in my tank from the crash bung of the Phaser, and the old CBR had a bit of cracked fairness. Or the handlebar or the Hornet went through the CBR. But your man was stuck in between the CBR and the Hornet, so he caught his bike from falling.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good, but his fairings were fucked, and an old CBR fairings. I was like, it's not my fault. I'm not paying you. You can argue, you can fucking moan at me all you want. Not my problem. Talk to your one over there. It's their problem, not mine.
Betty big bags.
Yeah. So I did the honourable thing, and I fucking was annoyed, and I legged it. I was pissed off, so I legged it. I legged it.
I have the owner of that bike listening now. I'm like, I know.
If you're out there, I'm sorry. I was annoyed. If you'd have said that to me, I probably would have punched you in the face. But yeah, no, I had to go. I just had to go.
On that note, it was the Gorilla Biker.
Would you piss off at that picture?
No, that was the best in that video. I'm the Gorilla Biker, so keep that alive.
The last bike I wanted to talk about. So we all agree that the CBR 1000 is
very
class.
small. Actually,
Yeah.
no, go back.
Oh God.
Just
Go on.
still touching in this. The
Don't be touching any.
CBR 600 hasn't changed over the years from 2006 or 2005 maybe, whatever the first iteration of it.
It's been the same a long time.
It hasn't changed. It looks identical. So it's great to see Honda come out with something new and fresh.
Yeah, and it might mean now that if the RRRRRR is their flagship, they might move back to the 600.
That's
kind of like you see with Yamaha.
Yeah.
the RRRR is going to be their flagship, like their SP1 used to be, and then they have a lower model which doesn't have the fairings nail on the side of it. Yep. It's still going to be good. It'll still look the same but without wings, and you'll probably find some tour party can make wings for you somewhere along the lines.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Red Bull,
absolutely.
hashtag not sponsored. Gives you wings.
The last bike, which is a kind of a, we've done a kind of a, Harley, bit different and the RRRR, but then the last one I really want to talk about, which I also sat on at Motorcycle Live, which actually kind of fit me and gave me a horn, the Kawasaki ZH2, so the kind of naked, mental bike that they've brought out. What's your thoughts and opinions on that? Because we know that the H2 is a lunatic asylum, literally a lunatic asylum on wheels, and then they brought out the H2SX, the sports touring version of the lunatic asylum. It's like putting a bow on a lunatic asylum and saying no, it's a play center for children. It's still full of mental cases. And then they've brought out this ZH2. Now I'm not sure how well a hyper naked will work with that much power and a supercharger, because it'll probably just rip you from your arms, but I still think it's really cool. So what do you think?
Grant, I'm gonna let you go first this time because you're the Kawasaki owner.
I heard that the engines are slightly different. They're not the same. It's tuned a bit differently.
They're slightly different.
I think it would have to be. I think it's more narrow and it's less weight as well. So
ergonomically as well, it's slightly different. It has a shorter wheelbase.
It is, and it's much more Street Fighter-y.
Yeah. But the wheelbase is a bit shorter than the original, so it's probably, if you just took a H2 engine, slide it in, the thing will wheelie for days. I've heard guys wheeling in fourth gear, like, with the ZH2, no problem to them. Whereas they wouldn't do that on a H2R.
Well, the MT10 will do that, so you know.
The MT10 doesn't have a supercharger though, and go choo.
Doesn't need one. It could just be me going choo.
Yeah, but like this is like the MT10 on steroids. That thing would blow the 10 out of the water.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I think I wasn't as excited for whatever reason. When I seen it, it's like I don't know.
It's pretty ugly.
It's fucking rotten.
It's really ugly.
It's
That's
really
the one
ugly.
letdown.
I like the frame. The frame on it looks class.
The same. That's the issue. The Z800, the Z900, the Z1000's on its own.
I don't know about that.
But I just think they all have that same.
They are.
They're very, very similar.
You could argue that with the MT line though. MT07, MT09, MT10. They look similar but different.
If you get an ugly person and that ugly person has ugly children, then you're gonna slate them all.
Ugly person.
But like for instance, I think the H2 is gorgeous, and I also like the H2SX, and I also like the ZX10R, beautiful, ZX6R, beautiful, and then they literally got the ugly child, like you said, the Z900 or whatever else, and they just multiplied it, and like no matter if you put a class engine into it, don't get me wrong, if I got the opportunity to buy a ZH2, I'd be the happiest man alive. I'd probably be dead an hour later, but I'd be the happiest man alive. But it's just, my God, they could have done something with that front end, couldn't they?
There is nothing special about it apart from the supercharger. I think with the market the way it's gone now, you need that. Like you have the new Ducati V4, like that. Like come on, like that's just
that gives you shivers.
Like. And then even like the like we'll say the MT10, the S1000, or they haven't changed, you know. So Yet. I've seen I think they're changing some things about the MT10 I've seen.
Yeah.
But
And the S1000R will change because that's how they do it. They do the S1000RR first. They've rolled
see
that
how
back to the
that's kind of
XR.
received.
Same with
And
Ducati in their engines. The the V4R, now there's the V2.
Yeah.
Which is
and
they're
going to
new
have
like 896 or some shit like that, lower CC midweight bike.
I just can't wait for the V4 Multistrada.
Oh, that's gonna be class.
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
I'd love to see that in a hyper motard.
Oh, stop! To be class.
Imagine the hooliganism you get up on that.
No, officer, I'm just on a tour.
Yeah.
Silly.
Hobble no English.
It's like a Super Duke 1290 GT. It's like, this is a touring bike. Of course it is.
I am a responsible adult in my.
But then even like back to Kawasaki, the SX. Yeah, it's a sports tour. No, it's just it's a H2 or with fairing or with panniers.
Slightly wider.
Yeah,
and
slightly more mid-range rather than top-end power.
As you go past the police radar, coming off the throttle, shifting up to gear. Choo! What was that? That's a H2R. No, it's a sports tour. It can't be going that fast, Gar. I'm not doing. It just sounds fast.
So this one is the next piece, right? So what I would like to ask you about is dream bikes for you, right? Now this is where it gets a bit complicated. You can have one bike with no price limit, or you can have 3 bikes for under 10 grand, and you have to tell me what they are.
The fucking effort of 3 bikes, Jesus.
Stop! I can never have enough bikes.
No, I think at the moment I have my dream bike. So, like the MT10 for me is something I loved since the start. But even in my videos, I've always said I wanted to get an MT09 because I ruled out the MT10. And then when it came up and insurance were like, yeah, we'll insure you. I was like, okay. There's no bike apart from the MT10 that has really like excited me. So like I'd love if I had kind of no limit, I'd love an R1M.
Yeah. Well, you do have no limit. If you want one bike and it's the R1M.
If I had no limit, it'd be an R1M, definitely.
Fair.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't go for 3 bikes at all for under 10k?
I don't know, because the way bikes are gone, and especially in the market for Ireland, because you have to keep everything kind of local, is that to get 3 bikes under 10 grand, you're not going to get an awful lot. You'll get like you'll get like a 2013 S1000RR if you wanted, with higher mileage. You might get an older Fireblade. I'd probably just get the one bike because effort of 3 bikes.
Fair. Trust me, more than one bike it's always like picking the favorite child, which I imagine for parents isn't easy, but for me it's even worse with bikes, because I remember there was one day last year, it was a really nice day and we hadn't had a nice day in quite a while, and I came home from work, shot off for a spin on the phaser. I mean, I was gone like 2.5 hours, came back and immediately jumped on the Magna and went off for about an hour and a half on the Magna, because I was like, I have to take them both out today,
So
I can't show love to one and love not to the other one. Like.
Exactly.
Like, that'd be the beauty of it. But then that's why I love the MT10, because it does everything. It's many bikes. Like, you've tried it with the different modes. Like, if you want to literally just chill, stick it in mode 3 and you're not going to do anything stupid.
That MT10 is absolutely magnificent. And just even, do you know what? I'd literally ride the MT10 up and down the street to listen to it. That'd be enough.
I thought that was going somewhere else there.
I'd ride it. Literally ride it.
No, when you said I'd ride, I was expecting something else. I would literally ride.
I would mate with the MT10.
No,
Gorilla MT10 babies.
No, I was thinking James, but however.
That's not how reproduction works, though. Sorry, James.
It's literally like, your man from Game of Thrones and his girlfriend. That's the picture.
Actually, I'm gonna throw that up in post production. So next,
I'm not, because that's just gonna scare me.
Grant, what about you?
Dream bikes. There's no point saying any new bikes as dream bikes, because you see lads going out, right, buying, say, S1000s, the latest Ducati, H2R. Oh, I bought me dream bike. I don't think it can be classed as your dream bike if it's only been out the last year going, yeah, that's my dream bike, that's my dream bike. If you're in your 30s, you're well off. You can't really a dream should be unattainable, really. something that's unrealistic. But so buying a H2R for me now at the moment is unrealistic. In fucking 20 years time, it could be. But again, I can't say I might even want it in 20 years time. So I don't think any bike in the last the last 2-3 years could be a dream bike for me. I'd have to go something old school. Go with like an old Ducati 916 or NSR 250 or something like that. Even an old KLX 650.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be class.
Something stupid and old. They could be dream bikes. RS50, Aprilia RS50. What?
Huh?
You, stupid and old.
Stupid and old. Oh, that's offensive. Calm down there. Get back in your car.
Wow. Throwing on me toys out of the car.
So if I put you on the spot and say 3 bikes that you think would be attainable for under 10k, what would they be?
3 bikes RS50, Aprilia.
Yep.
NSR 250 or under 10 grand. Unattainable. I actually can't think of anything unattainable. Another one under 10 grand.
ZX10.
No, attainable, not unattainable.
Attainable under 10 grand.
Yeah.
No, for a dream though.
Whatever
For
you
a dream
want, 3
bike
bikes.
though. A dream bike.
No, not
Oh,
dream.
fuck that then.
Just
Under 10
dream bike.
ZX10.
Yeah,
ZX10, fuck that. I buy that. You can get 2012, 2014.
I buy 3 of them in different colours.
Yeah.
If money wasn't an option,
yes,
I would love to have the Brighton.
Oh, yeah.
The blue and pink thing. It looks fucking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The sound out of it is fantastic. Or the Norton Lightweight.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like an old Norton, like the old school,
The old Mando.
80s, like rotary engine, like just...
Yeah.
I would like to say as well, like, I really hope someone who's not a shyster dickhead buys Norton and makes everything right.
I see a Chinese company bought, like, a lot of it.
Yeah, but I really hope whoever buys it just goes back, sorts everything out for the customers who got absolutely messed over, and continues on from there. Because I think by coming back and winning back those customers, saying, look, we're doing right by you, you're getting your bikes, you're getting all that.
Yeah.
I think that would do a huge amount to rebuilding that brand, and I think it would be a crying shame for Norton to go out this way.
Yeah, like that bollocks that bought, like, owned it before.
What
like,
a scumbag.
Leaving your bike in and taking parts off other people's bikes so you can sell more bikes.
Yeah, like, that's just not on.
And like everyone knows Norton, regardless, like even going back to, like the old like road racing days, everyone knows Norton. So it's like, why would you fuck up a brand like that for a bit of money? Like, and not a lot of money. Like, it would be different if it was like Honda or Yamaha and someone on that. They'd be making millions.
I think they were on death's door at one stage.
They were, yeah.
That's what it was. They were trying to save money and make money. They're very.
Didn't your man who bought it? Didn't he bought them when they were in like a really bad financial time, and then he was like, yeah, I'll make it all better, and on paper made it look better, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm running off with your money now.
Kind of the opposite to what happened with Triumph.
Yeah.
Someone bought it and said, we'll actually fix this, and did.
Triumph have re-imaged themselves in the last 5 years or something like that.
And they're putting out some serious bikes.
The quality of their bikes.
I love their new...
It's improved massively.
I love their new Moto 2 bike. But
the 765.
The 765. Now, this is going to piss some people off.
Go on.
Union Jack on the side of it.
Oh, yeah.
It just ruins the colour of it.
That's understandable being in Ireland. It's like the new Mini Coopers. They have Union Jack flags in the taillights. It's like, why?
I'm not anti-British or anti-Royal Family, but I don't get why you would put a flag on the side of it like that.
With the history Ireland has with the UK.
But even with that, the history a lot of countries have with the UK. I mean, they kind of messed over a lot of countries.
India, parts of Africa, like there's the flag has a lot of contention.
Yeah, exactly, and like at that, you're.
But then again, it might not be their market. They might be looking into buying into this, the same idea as Harley did with, like, oh, we're American, buy America. We're British, buy British.
I don't think Britain's big enough for that. And even at that, like, and again, I'm not anti-British in any way, shape, or form. I have a lot of friends over there, but for instance, I bought a radiator guard over at Motorcycle Live, and I specifically asked the lady, like, look, this is going to sound odd, but I see on your sample radiator guards, you have a Union Jack on it. Is it possible to get it without the Union Jack? And she was like, "You're from Ireland?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Yeah, no problem." I was like, "It's not even it's the fact it's anti-British. It's the fact I could park that somewhere that's the wrong place. Someone will see a British flag on it and decide to take the bike over.
That's what I was going to say. It's not the fact that we're anti-British.
It's everyone else might be anti-British.
It only takes one fucker to walk by and go, "Oh, he's from Britain," or "That has a British flag. I'm going to ruin it."
Just going off.
Some drunk asshole, and they're like, "I'm kicking that bike over," and you come back, your bike's kicked over, and you're like, "I'm from Kilkenny."
Yeah.
I just don't like the colour scheme on the side of it.
Watching from like for those who are watching that aren't from like the UK or from Ireland, I just Google UK history and Ireland, and you'll just see straight away why there's still going to be people that are pissed off.
But even to add to that, like if there was any bike that had a country's flag stamped on it, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Like why put a flag on a bike? Like even if it's an American, Japanese, whatever.
We've seen what happened with Top Gear when they went down to the Falklands.
Yeah.
With the reg. 69 FLK.
Bad idea.
Get the fuck out of this country. Ding 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 ding.
I'd say they were actually in danger there. Like for
they were chased.
I seen the kind of post interview with all the like cameramen and all. They were like, I think someone actually got hit with a rock through a window. Like it was serious. Yeah, I think one of the cameraman or something actually got hit with a rock, came straight through the side window. So like that could be happening here.
Yeah.
If you're driving to the wrong part with a flag on your bike, and you just have one person who goes, "I don't like that country." You
park it up, getting a nice coffee after a nice scenic ride or something like that, and come out and there's someone who's kicked your bike over. Some fucking mad Republican came out and kicked your bike.
Fuckers steal tax discs from bikes unprovoked. So what are they going to be like now that some people will have a reason to do it?
Reason why I'm rolling around with me tax disc out of date, because I refuse to put me in date one on it and pay €8 again.
I just keep it in my bag.
I can give you a funny story. I went to a show up in Belfast. It was a mixed martial arts show. It was in Queen's Hall. It was grand, no problem.
Is that the handbag wrestling?
Yeah, handbag wrestling. I can't remember what even the name of the show was. What was it? But anyways, we're there. At the end of the night, security came up to us. Do any of you lads have a Dublin Reg car out there? We're like, yeah, we do. Yeah, you might want to hang on there. The UDF and UVF are fighting. And now they found common cause with Dublin Reg cards. So they're hanging around waiting for the Dubliners to come out and go and jump us. They were fighting with themselves. The UVF and UDF were fighting in the club or in the venue. They got fucked out. Or whoever got fucked out. And then the fight stopped and we're like, "I'm not your enemy. He's our enemy." So they hung around Dublin Reg cars. Show ended at 12. We were let out of the venue at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh Jesus!
3 hours hanging back because they were hanging around the car.
It's funny the way that is. Like regardless of where you're. Like when I bought the MT10, like I bought that from the North. I felt so happy and safe driving with an Nordy Reg. And the minute I went into the Republic, I was like, "Oh God!"
The cell towers are listening.
Yeah. The 5G towers. Oh.
Well, I think even back to that, and obviously, look, there are regional problems with having a Union Jack on a bike, or even maybe an American flag on a bike. But at the same time, like, why would you have it as a standard option on a bike that you want to sell it globally?
Yeah. Well, they've only made...
Doesn't make sense.
They're not selling it globally. They've only made 765
available.
Well, it is
global. It's just very limited global.
Yeah. 765 for Europe, 765 for the Americas. So it's very limited and very niche.
Like, you can see Bonnies and stuff over in America with Union Jack in it as well. It's like I don't know why you'd put that as a standard option on a bike. Yeah. And again, not hating on them at all. I just don't get it.
I wouldn't mind if it's part of the logo on the brakes or something like that. It's like I can't do that, but painting the whole thing. The whole paint work, that's what the bike is about.
And the issue is the paint is so nice as well.
The paint is fantastic.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I think we're all agreeing trying for producing fantastic paint.
Oh, the carbon on it is just...
I was going to buy one of the street triples. I was going to buy a street triple before I bought the ZX6, and then I was going to buy a speed triple.
Yeah, speed triples.
But in Ireland, they just don't hold their value. That's the only issue with them.
Yeah.
There's like if you had a Daytona, like the old like 675, you don't see them for sale because no one wants to get rid of them.
Everyone keeps them, or crashes them.
Yeah.
Oh, there was
Or
a
MT10s.
where was I? Mondello. There was a fella at Mondello on a Triumph Sprint. He came
Class.
off. Yeah, class. It's a proper sports tourer.
Is that
Yeah,
when
deadly.
we were up?
No, I don't think you were at. This was the one before that, I think. Or one. Oh no, last year, not the year gone, the year before that. It was the National Track short circuit. I think it was like turn 2 or turn 3 on it. He just went off into the grass, cracked the whole fairing on it. I was just like, oh, that's going to be expensive to fix.
Yeah.
The wing mirror snapped the fairing, and I was like, oh, that's going to be pricey.
Don't ever crash your bike. It's very expensive.
No, if you do crash it, just do what I do while you're stopped. Or
Yeah.
very slowly.
Yeah. Just tip it over.
I just drop it, or you do what I do. I dropped it, but really, really fast.
So, to get on to something else, right? Obviously, once your bike's fully fixed, you're going to be doing stuff as well. But I just wanted to ask about your plans for the future of your channels. Are you going to plan to do any trips, any new bikes, any upgrades to the bikes, etc., etc., etc.? Tell the people.
Yeah. No trips apart from going up to Cork. Yeah, to see yous. Mondello again. I have Mondello in May. Hopefully, if they reopen, because they're closed for April because of the
COVID.
Yeah, the Larger Lurgy. Like mods, yeah, the whole bike is getting modded. I have a box of carbon bits behind me. I have all new stuff coming. I think I spent like 500 quid on parts, because what happened is the more I pull off, the more that's broke. And it's
only,
that's always the way.
Yeah,
you start digging and you find more.
If only I could send a
because
gift.
it's so new, it's so expensive. Like I had to get the mount that holds my headlight to the frame. It's called a headlight stay. That was like €350. It's only a bit of metal.
Stay headlight. Stay.
Jesus.
And then even like an engine case, a little right-hand engine case, which is literally that size, was €135.
Could have made you that out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Probably won't last very long with oil, but however.
No. So yeah, no, the MT10's getting nicely modded and fixed. It's going to be a lot nicer. Good few carbon bits on it that's going to go on it. Other than that, no, I want to do a bit more reviews, more bike reviews.
I do like them myself.
Bike review. Bike review.
Yeah, and I just want to meet up with a few people. Like I've met up with a few subs, and I love it because I'm such a small channel in the grand scheme of things. And even one person going, "Oh, I watch you," I'm like, "Oh, that's just great."
I thought you were going to say I'm such a fame slut.
No, it's very
it's
like,
nice. It is nice.
Yeah, like I'm so small, and it's like all I do is YouTube, and I have one person I might go, "Oh, I watch you," and I could be out somewhere, and it's like, holy shit! Like I remember when I first started YouTube, I only had a few hundred subs, and I was going into work, and a guy came up to me, and he was like, "This is gonna sound stupid if you're not, but are you MotoDragon?" I was like, "Oh my god! Like this is give me your boobs, I'll sign them."
We made it.
Yeah, made it. That's
Man, get the camera recorder. I made it. I'm famous.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'd like to meet up with a few more subs.
Name one of your subs.
Grant and TheGorillaBiker.
Oh, not subscribed. Awkward.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, like there's a few lads like
just
around
don't sub
me,
again.
like the I give him a little shout, like the Apocalyptic Biker, and the guy called Cottle. Like they're up around me. So I met up with one of them, and I want to meet up with more of them. But obviously with everything that's going on with my bike and then with the country, I can't really do that at the moment. But no, that's what I'd like to do. I just want to meet up with more people.
Future plans, yeah. Good. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
El Grande. What about you?
I don't really plan. I tend just to fucking do things on a whim. No,
you are planning. You are planning to come down to Cork as well, correct?
Yes, I am planning
There's
to come down to Cork maybe when this shit is all just over and done with. If I go down, yeah, hopefully we'll just fucking race down as always.
Yeah,
we go all the back roads, race through everything.
Yeah. But that was the funny thing. I think I was saying it to you, Grant, as well. Sorry to actually interrupt, but it's because it's John. I know. But like, do you remember when we met up on New Year's Day?
Yes.
And it's like the amount of shit we were doing, and then I crashed. I'm like, why couldn't I crash like in a spectacular way
over the bridge doing a wheelie or something like that?
Yeah. Even Mike, when we met up with you, like just You know, it was kind of like
I was just bullying. You were all tearing off, and I was on a 600. Like, come on!
Or you were on the fucking cruiser. It's like, I don't have the power.
yeah.
That cruise was class. That was class.
Actually, am I too dark? Is my camera?
If you want to turn on the lights,
Yes, you're
Yeah,
gone very pixelated.
I think
Low
the
light mode.
podcast people generally just listen to them anyway, so you're alright.
I'm gonna just turn the light on just to have something.
The joys of not having a webcam, I get to sit in darkness.
Just pure pitch black.
Is that better?
It is slightly better.
Because I don't want to turn on the main one, because the main one will just
Dude,
go into the camera like.
your skin is just reflecting the light, you ginger bollocks.
I'm not ginger. You're fucking ginger. You
Your
cunt.
balls look like me chin.
We don't
Wait,
know,
what?
we don't know what color hair Grant has, actually.
Let's cut all that out, please. I don't want anyone to have a thought of me looking like a ball. Especially his.
Do you have any plans for either of your two bikes, Grant, or are you going to sell them?
Right.
Sell either of them?
I'm not selling either of them. I'm half tempted to sell the 1000 more than I would be the ZX6, but I'm not selling either of them in the foreseeable future. I was thinking new fairings, but I'm not arsed. Quick shifter though is 100% on the books for both of them.
Yep, quick shifter.
Just for both bikes, just getting a quick shifter.
100%.
Quick shifters are nice, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you,
when you drive with a quick, or when you ride with a quick shifter, you're not going to want to go back from one.
I've been clutchless shifting a lot though.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
not the
I do,
same.
I do.
It's still just not as nice as pinning a throttle and then just up, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
even though I did have a bad experience with mine.
Second gear, what?
I remember when I started learning the quick shift, I was getting so confident with it, and I messed it up once and pulled an unintended massive wheelie. I was like, oh, cool. Because I was really like, I kicked it, and I was like, like, you know, you get that moment of realization, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck. And I just went, bang! Holy went up, I was like,
hold
yeah,
on!
they were like,
Oh,
down.
this is what it feels like to shit yourself as an adult.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Now with
And it wasn't imagination, like, poo did come out.
with comparing the two, like on clutchless, do gorillas do big, massive tours, or do they do like rabbit little balls?
I'll take a picture of this and send it to you.
Oh, please do.
Jesus Christ.
My head just goes off on fucking tangents. Imagine this is what happens when I'm out riding and I'm trying to get a conversation going.
What are you talking? That's exactly how my videos go.
It's just a ramble and a tangent of fucking nonsense.
I don't think any of us can say in any video we've ever done we've talked about gorilla shit, so...
No,
Yeah,
I've not
it's true,
talked
yeah,
about it,
yeah.
but this is going on in the back of my head constantly whenever
Yeah.
anything is said. Just
Really, you
smoke.
always think about gorilla shits.
And back to my old point of grand commenting and not thinking.
Yeah.
Imagine him behind a keyboard.
Just nonsense. But right, what are we talking about?
Plans for your
Quick
bikes.
shifter. Oh no, just on fucking the quick shifter, right? The gearbox on the Fireblade is notorious for going into neutral from first to second there. But with that said, it is silky fucking.
How many
Effortless
comments are you going to get saying, oh,
changes.
that's just rider error?
Yeah, no, it's because I've been riding around in runners a lot, and I'm not
that
used to
does-
clicking all the way up with me boot.
all the gear all the time.
Yeah, sure. When I'm
I
nipping
don't
to the
think
shops.
any three of us are all the gear all the time, are we?
No, most of the time I wear gear.
No,
If
if
I'm-
I'm commuting,
all the gear most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
if I'm commuting 100%, like if I
Yeah.
didn't have my gear and I came off, I'd probably still be in hospital.
I
Like,
wouldn't have
skin
a
grafts.
bum.
Oh god,
Yeah.
no.
If I'm just nipping to the shops or something like that, it's I'll wear tracksuit bottoms in runners. The shop's
Yeah,
800 meters from the
I'd
house.
never wear a tracksuit. I'd always wear at least jeans. So like, if you
Jeans are actually worse.
for me, I'm
jean-
kind of like, well, I have
It does-
Kevlars, so that's what I mean by jeans.
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
okay.
So there's something there.
It depends. See, if I'm on the Magna, I will be a lot more lenient with what I wear.
Yeah.
But you're going to be more lenient when you're riding that anyway.
But exactly, you can't really thrash it
Yeah.
anyway. It's actually a quick enough bike. I'll give you a spin on it someday. But
I will.
yeah,
I'll test the
Someday.
crashability. Don't worry.
please don't crash. it.
Dragging rear brake into bends and everything.
You can try dragging all you want. It's a rear drum.
Feet down.
I'm dropping the anchor here.
But
Look
no,
out
just
below.
it's actually my housemate's birthday, so I need to finish up soon.
Ah, cool.
But to
What's his name?
Edward.
Edward,
Happy birthday, Edward.
You filthy animal.
Hey. But to finish off, I'm going to just do a few shout outs and then if you want to do as well. But the first one is D-Cycle, and this sticker is one I got from D-Cycle for donating to SMAES. And SMAES, I have it up here so I don't get it wrong, is the South Macoupin Association for Special Education. If you want to donate, get onto D-Cycle on YouTube. He makes great stuff. Has a very nice Harley.
That's a nice sticker.
It's a really nice sticker. He'll send you out a sticker as well as part of donation. So if you want to do that,
MotoDragon stickers link in the description. What?
I'm getting to you. You're getting a shout out. Don't worry. And then another person who I just got stickers from, who I need to send them to, is Slow Ride. It's the A. Another YouTuber. So
you can tell that's American. 50 cal.
Yeah. Check him out as well on YouTube. I'll try remember.
It's SoCal, not 50 cal.
No, it's SoCal. Yeah, down the bottom. SoCal. So yeah, Southern California.
Sorry.
For fuck. Not all Americans are gun-toting
cal.
hicks.
The next person who has stickers, and you can get onto him if you like, is... Do you recognize these?
I actually don't have any stickers, so don't contact me.
What would Grant do? But you can contact him, and he keep bullying him.
And he'll say no.
I need to get
bigger
more.
one.
I need to get more. The problem is,
I really like these stickers. If the smaller sticker, if you rub it, it gets bigger.
I really like those stickers.
They really all done a savage job on them.
Yeah.
And then MotoDragon has a Etsy store where you can get his stickers, and here's one of the ones he gave me.
I don't think that one's actually for sale on it, but for what I'm doing is I have a bunch of stickers that I got done up, like that one there. Like they're not for sale, but when people are ordering, I just kind of throw them in.
Cool.
Because they're an absolute ball ache to print. Have you gotten my new ones?
I don't know. I don't. No,
I think I have one. I think I have one or two. One is above my bed as I go to sleep.
I gave you some of my new ones when we met.
They could possibly be downstairs. I just grabbed what I saw.
That's disgraceful.
D-Cycle, I'm terribly sorry. And Slow Ride. So that's all the kind of shout outs. And then just an extra shout out to Graham Trooper, who was a Graham Trooper and Captain Granite. They both pushed me in their localities to get me to that 1,000 subscribers, which I really do appreciate. It was a very pleasant thing that happened in a not so good time globally. So that was cool, and thank you again.
Congrats
to those two.
Actually for 1,000 subs as well.
Thank you very much.
Well
but yes, I will leave links in the description to the two guys who helped, and also Bri the Biker, who has the official title Hype Man, which was given away in the last podcast. So there
hype
you go.
Man. What's a hype man?
He hypes me up, I believe.
Okay.
So what? He's your pimp?
Pretty much.
Sugar daddy.
Pretty much. Except, like everything, I don't get paid for that either.
God damn it.
So, would you like to do any shout-outs before we close this off?
James?
Yeah, no, I think I already said the subs that I've met up in my area, but Cottle Laverty, chatting to him a good bit, and he's a sound fella. I think he goes by Lanky Moto. He's a pretty sound guy. Stefan, you know who you are if you're watching this. And again, Apocalyptic Irish Riders. He changed his name again. They're the...
I talked to him on Instagram as well.
Yeah, and then Jake.
Gixer. Jake Gixer, yeah.
You slut!
What, did I take yours?
Yeah. Fuck you.
You can just give me a show. And what would Grant do?
That's so kind, slut. I don't really have anyone to shout out.
One more. Two more. I want to give a shout out to Doug. Doug, you know who you are. And Chris from Mondello.
Chris.
Give him a shout. He watches my videos.
That's the fucker who blew past me on his 390 the last time I was there. Bastard.
No. He probably was on it to 390.
He was on a 390 and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm grand here. I'm going fast. No, I'm not. There's a 390.
Those 390s are actually quick around the track.
Yeah, there's this fella in he does the Marshall, and he has like a full race prep one, and it's nice.
Bastard.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, they're my shouts.
Alright.
Cool.
Deadly. I'm not going to shout out Jake because he's just a stud who gets around to everyone.
I thought we had something special, Jake.
You slut. I'm not going to give anyone a shout out, but I'm going to mention people I've been watching quite a lot. Shea Tree Surgeon has been keeping me entertained through this fucking situation at the moment. Just watching his XSR build again from start is
brilliant.
Fantastic,
Brilliant.
and it's hilarious.
And also that mad near miss.
Oh,
That
Jesus!
was insane.
Jesus,
Insane.
man!
I only seen that today from the two different angles. The fella, I can't remember his name, who was riding with.
Flip
and I was just like, I didn't realize how close it was until you just see the car go by. Like,
Man, that was crazy.
When you
but
see it
it's
from,
more so how Cammy is. He's like, oh well. Yeah.
oh shit, he just
that was
fuck this
absolutely
bike.
insane.
What?
But it was funny. Did you watch Flipna's video?
No, not yet.
Man, he was off that Triumph so quick. Like his leg was fully.
Yeah.
Man, that was
off
light.
And he put the kickstand down.
Just went,
But
to be fair, it's a hell of a lot easier to scramble off that Triumph and throw the kickstand down than on the Harley Road King. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a big bike.
yeah. Mind you, it has built-in side stands as well with those saddlebags. If you've been watching the 44T thing, your man Fagan has no side stand on his Gixxer, so he's just leaning it against poles and walls and fuel pumps and everything.
Actually, I'm going to watch episode 2 now. That's
It's brilliant. Watch it. It's fucking brilliant.
They have to be just the two most entertaining fuckers. Like I've watched Baron von Grumbles for like years and years. Like
his older stuff was very depressing.
Like I think he had.
He pulled
I don't
out
remember what bike he had him. It was well before he had videos on his GS 1000.
GS, I think.
He's just such a funny fucker, like, and the two of them together, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they play off
funny. Yeah.
Right, not gonna shoot them out for half an hour. But
those
they get a shout. No, they don't. Shade Tree's been keeping me entertained for years. Again, I'm going back to watching it. I'm watching Teapot Ones riding around the world. It's so much better than Ewan McGregor's thing, The Long Way Down, A Long Way Around.
I'm actually watching it at the moment.
Hey?
Yep.
It's fucking brilliant.
Fantastic.
I have to actually say, speaking of Teapot, I watched him ages ago, and when the whole kind of controversy with him started, and I just never really gave him a chance, really, to watch. And then as kind of everything progressed, I went back, and I have to say, since he went full-time, his videos are just...
the production value is just up there. He's up there with the likes of Chase, I'd say.
Yeah.
He has one with Demeston Flyer, Andy Mancam, and Richie Vida. Bike versus plane.
Yeah, that was so good.
It's brilliant. And what you do, right? What you do, you watch one of them and go watch the other one and go watch the other one. Just get all the points of view. It's fucking brilliant. You can see a different contrast between them with the way they ride. You have Lamb Chops on his H2R or H2 pinning it everywhere and going around bends and wheeling and everything. Then you have Teapot One going up. It's a 60 zone here. Better slow down.
But that was during the whole kind of investigation.
Yeah.
So and you could see kind of just made it like, well, fuck it. Look,
I'm doing it, but
so I'm gonna make it fun.
Yeah, but you had to. It was like, this is a 60 zone here. I'm slowing down, nice and handy.
He made sure he told me, it's like, it's 60 and I'm doing 60.
And then Andy Mancam like, oh shit, I can't give it beans. I'm running out of electricity. Shit.
Yeah.
TMF then.
The two up in the plane just saying, this is nice.
TMF turning around like James May. Oh, we have to do all the fuel checks and everything.
Yeah.
The boys are racing. We have to go. Oh no. Oh, that's at the right angle. We have to fix that.
In fairness, he did find the problem.
He did find the problem.
He did, actually.
He did.
He was very lucky.
And it was fixed very quickly as well.
Yeah.
The best part about that was Lamb Chops consistently got faster. He's like, oh, this is like plus or minus 10%, then plus or minus 20%, then plus or minus 50%.
Yeah. I like
hilarious.
He's a funny guy.
He's a gas cunt. He's a funny fuck. Can't say that. Bleep that sheet.
So look, lads, thanks very much for coming on. I
Thanks
appreciate
for having us.
That was over an hour and a half. In fairness, your evening's given away, so thank you very much.
Jesus.
And if you ever want to do available to shoot another type of podcast, either on my channel, your channel, whichever one you want to do, I don't care if it's an Apes and Engines.
We definitely have to do one when we come up and like a
sit down.
We'll do a proper Apes and Engines at the table.
Yeah.
We'll get D-Ron in and maybe Big J if we can.
Yeah.
Because you'll like D-Ron, he just hates everything.
Yeah.
We'll chat about the other thing we were talking about the other day in fucking WhatsApp or whatever group we're fucking in. On the next podcast.
Yeah, 100%, definitely.
110%.
But look, yeah, thanks for coming on. And for everyone else, thank you very much for watching. If you watched this far, if you've liked this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you also enjoyed the lads, don't forget to go subscribe to WhatWouldGrandDo and also MotoDragon. And I see what you're doing there.
If you're
I just think it's so stupid.
That's me you're talking about.
I know.
It's so stupid that you printed it off.
It's just stupid. It's me. That's me.
I'm gonna put it on my pillow. I'm gonna make a big pillow about it.
You should
I'm gonna
make
get that on a t-shirt.
No.
And me and Grant, when we're going down to you, we're gonna come up and we'll have
Do you know what? Can we get it as a face mask? Like a neck warmer, neck
That's
scarf.
what I was gonna actually wear this as a mask and cut out the eyes, but I just thought holding the print up would be slightly funnier.
Fuck's sake.
It was good.
Right,
No.
go on. We're going to go off on another fucking tangent.
And that's what we keep doing.
Fucking
Look, I
tangent
enjoyed
and
that. Thanks again
engines.
for tuning in.
Yeah,
To
thanks for
chat.
having us.
Make sure you all use spinning stickers 10, MotoDragon 10.
MotoDragon 10 for 10% off spinning stickers. They also have graphics kits, which are fucking sexy, I have to say. They're so nice. The graphics kits, they're amazing. So
It's just like cast a rod out there and watch them bite.
yeah. It's funny because it's the first company to proper work with me. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna milk it because it's funny.
I don't think you some fair play.
Embrace the meme.
And like they're a sound bunch as well. Like so.
Be
why
the
not?
Yami noob of Ireland, except with the yellow
Fuck
Porsche.
off.
Just embrace the meme.
You can't call them that.
Embrace the meme.
Yeah. That's actually one thing we didn't discuss. My accident and all that stuff.
We'll save it for another time.
Yeah. So you think you said you wanted to touch on that, but we touched on it a bit too much and holding on the gears.
We touched on it way too much. A bit uncomfortable.
We touch on Grant's sticker, hitting the bigger one.
This is Ireland. The priest has already touched us.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you very much for watching. Adios.
Bye.
See you in church.